Hey everybody, Brent, co-founder of Impact Consulting and Training. How you doing today? Thanks for joining. Much appreciated. Let me know if you're here. Give me a thumbs up if you're here. Give me a like to the page. Give me a heart. That would be fantastic. So let's see. Getting all kinds of messages pop up now, which is good. I got this on for a reason because we're going to be talking about safety moving forward. So we've got the environment, and I'm going to be taking this off now. Okay, it was just a kind of a shock thing trying to do that. So here we go. So let's try this. How's everybody doing today? So very much appreciated that you guys are here. Looking forward to talking with you guys. Today's topic is, the title is Zombies Exist, Fear the Walking Dead. I've got my notes prepared here. Got my drinks here. You guys get your drinks together too. And of course, I've got my whiskey. So to begin with, I want to give a shout out to a couple of people. My daughter, Skylar, for being a beautiful, lovely person in my life. I'm so proud of her. My son, close to Fort Bragg, Forrest. He's an amazing kid too. He's had a hard life. And then I have to say one special thing. Bulldog Sulitishnapot, and this is heading out to Romania. Bulldog Sulitishnapot Erji. Very much appreciated. Can't wait to see you. So anyway, and I've got one other special shout out. So Christian Juka, I want to thank you very much for helping us out with this live stream. It was his idea to come up with this because he wants to learn more about safety and security, and he wants to be more confident and stuff like this. So he had some questions after the last stream that I had. And if you remember the last stream that I had, it was about survival. It was about the three fundamentals of survival: your environment. Let me give you a little reminder: the environment, your surroundings. It was about your water intake or your liquid intake, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. And it was about food intake. So that was the close perimeter kind of talk that we were talking about last time. How to secure yourself, how to become more secure and confident within yourself. And this is what we talked about last time. You can find the video if you want to go back and look at it again. That would be absolutely fantastic. So anyway, another window popped up. Stay on this page. So another window popped up, and goodness gracious, learning this stuff, guys, is making me pull my hair out. It gives me a whole nother understanding and sympathy for the guys that do this for a living, trying to get there, but it's not as easy as it seems. Trying to learn new technology. I had to download some kind of video editor and some kind of overscreen that I'm still trying to work on and learn. It's not an easy thing to do. But anyway, we're going to get into it. Okay, this is Zombies Exist, Fear the Walking Unprepared. So what's going on in the world right now? We're living in this unusual time, and people are getting tired. I don't know if you watch your Facebook feeds. People are getting mentally, psychologically tired, and they're getting grumpy, and they're posting. If you're following the posts and stuff on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or Twitter, people are getting tired. They're getting tired. So you can control people for a very short amount of time, but then after that, people don't have that discipline, that mental discipline to keep going for what's happening here. And that's why we call this Zombies Exist. In these kind of environments, in these kinds of situations, it's all about mental capacity, your mental strength. The whole world is counting on everybody to reduce the time out in public, to reduce the interaction between people. But we're social people. We're social human beings. We need to socialize. Now, the good thing is we've got all of this technology that we can socialize on, but you're seeing the weak point in that technology as well. The weak point is there's no physical interaction with people. So we can sit there and talk on the computer. We can talk on Skype. We can use Facebook Messenger. We can use Twitter. We can use all of these things to do this stuff. But that doesn't replace the physical interaction with people, the shaking of hands. And this plays a lot of stuff in our heads. So it kind of messes us up. So we've got to maintain our mental strength in this whole side of things. Mental strength, mental stamina. Now I'm going to give you some numbers because I've been doing some research, and these videos are not to scare you, but to prepare you. Now these are sometimes extreme things that we talk about, and the reason we talk about these is because my business partner and I were both retired Army, and we've been to some places that weren't very nice. And we've seen this stuff in real life. The only thing really new for us is the pandemic side of things. So we thought this was a good opportunity to get online and start telling people about the mental strength and what we had to go through and from our experiences and what we learned from those experiences. And letting you know that we're stronger than we think we are. Okay. However, there's people out there that, it's their mental capacity, the strength, the stamina runs out very quickly. And it's not money related, it's not geography related, it's just people, individuals. So some people have greater patience, greater mental strength to deal with this stuff, whereas other people don't. And it doesn't matter what your environment is, where you come from, what region you belong to, or anything like this. It's all about the individual person, how they were brought up, their sociocultural upbringing, and stuff like this. So we're going to move on. I'm going to give you some numbers here, okay? And I did some research, and it's not really pretty, but again, this is not to scare you; it's to prepare you. So that's why we call it fear the walking unprepared. People just don't know because nobody's been in these situations before. Nobody's been in these environments before. Nobody's been on this global quarantine before. And there's stories coming out everywhere. The politicians are still fighting and arguing with each other. Again, not leadership. Okay. There's no direction there. It's he said, she said kind of thing. And, some of us need guidance. Some of us need ideas. Some of us need somebody to talk to. Well, me and my business partner are here for that. That's that, this is what we do. We bring things to reality based on what we have experienced in our lives in being in some not really nice places, and dealing with both sides, the bad guys and the good guys and stuff like this. So we're here to give you our wisdom on how to do things. And the best way we can do this is to make decisions based on information that's out there. Now, information changes from day to day. So let me give you some information here. There's another pandemic. I got my notes in front of you. There's another pandemic that the United Nations is calling the shadow pandemic. This is stuff that people are not talking about, people are not listening to. And these are the people that have weaker minds, okay? And let me give you these numbers. It's called the shadow pandemic. You can Google this stuff, guys. It's all over the internet, okay? The UN is calling it the shadow pandemic. So I'm going to give you some numbers. France, up, increase 30%. Brazil, 40 to 50% increase. China, more than tripled. US, increase 35%. Greece, 30% increase. Spain, 20% increase. Singapore, 30% increase. And Africa, whew. So this is all over the place. As again, this shadow pandemic that nobody's talking about. Can anybody tell me what those numbers mean to them? Anybody? Do you know what they represent? Well, these numbers represent a raise in domestic violence. That's what that means. And domestic violence reports, again, you can find all of this information online if you Google it. Domestic violence has increased by this much in these individual countries. Okay. And this is only 50% of the reported, because some people can't even report it. So violence is on the increase, whether you're hearing about it or not, guys. It's out there, and it's a scary thing. Now you've got certain geographic, yeah, that's right. It's a difficult thing to do. Hey, let me know if you guys are here. Give me a thumbs up. Give me something to let me know that you're here listening. Give me a thumbs down. Give me a wow face. Give me something, because I'm not seeing anything come up on my feed here. But no problem. You'll probably get messages later, hopefully. And I don't know if my business partner is moderating right now. So anyway, keep moving forward with this. Violence has been reported in France, Italy, India, Brazil, Germany, China, UK, US, Greece, Spain, Singapore, Africa, certain regions of Africa. It's just amazing. It's just amazing, guys, that people are not talking about this. And it creates another scary part of this entire thing. So we've got to prepare ourselves, and how do we do that? The UN states that there's 243 million reports globally and climbing because of these violent acts. Now, in certain countries, and depending on where you're at in your city or where you're located, geographically located, your town, your village, your city, and the counties and the districts within those cities, you're going to see a lot more violence as opposed to other places. So, for example, in El Salvador, gangs in El Salvador are actually enforcing the quarantine. It's not the police, it's the gangs. And the gangs are not being, there's no regulation for this. So that's El Salvador. Brazil, the drug gangs are enforcing the quarantine there. Italy, gang violence. I think some of you might have seen some videos from southern Italy. I don't know if Marco, if he's in here or not this time. I don't know why I can't see. It's just really hard to see this stuff. So in Italy, there's gang violence happening there, and then in Germany, there's cartel violence. Germany has reported people disappearing from the streets. You can find this online, guys. You can find this everywhere. But people aren't searching on it because we focus on the immediate media effect of the coronavirus. Now, there's good news coming out about the coronavirus, but the thing is, it's still there, guys. They've been testing the vaccine. The weather's getting nicer. So our mental strength, our mental stamina is going to, it's getting nicer. So I need to go out to the lake, or I need to go out and go hiking, or I need to do this, or I need to go to a bar. And that all of these memories that we have that we can't do right now because we're giving time to the scientists and the doctors to find solutions for this coronavirus. Again, the coronavirus is still here, people. Just because the weather's turning nicer, okay, doesn't alleviate you from having to go out and interacting with people. So we've got to maintain that mental strength, that mental stamina when we're doing this. And the nicer it gets, the more people are going to want to come out, the more angry, the more depressed they're going to get. Now, why is this happening? Okay, so alcohol consumption has been increasing globally. It's a global thing. And what is alcohol? Does everybody have their drinks? I got my beer. I got my whiskey. Everybody have their drinks? I hope they do. I don't see any. So I hope you have your drinks. I hope you have your beer and sit back and let's have a little talk about this. So alcohol consumption has increased globally. Okay, let me take a drink. Throat's getting tired. Confinement. It's funny that we talked about the first survival thing in our first video about the environment, your perimeter, the house, your door entry, your apartment, and making that secure. Okay. So confinement over a long-term confinement, being locked into some place where you can't go out from fear and stuff like this, it gets old really fast. So there's one way that we can deal with that confinement side of things psychologically. And I don't know if you guys are doing this or not, but this is an idea. You've got to maintain the routine. You've got to maintain a routine. So everything that you were doing before all of this stuff, before the lockdown, getting up, getting dressed, brushing your teeth, taking a shit, whatever you were doing before, that's got to continue because that's what your mind remembers. Okay? If we focus on this routine, everything will be fine. Now, getting dressed for going to work, same thing. Get up, do your morning rituals, drink your coffee, get dressed like you're going to work, but don't go to work. Everybody knows that. So you keep these routines going, and it's going to keep your brain occupied. It's going to keep you going. And when these quarantines finish and you'll be able to hit the ground running when all of this lockdown stuff is over because you'll have maintained that level of awareness that okay, if this wasn't happening right now, I'd be getting up, I'd be going to the bathroom, I'd be brushing my teeth, I'd be getting dressed, I'd be drinking my coffee. Okay, so let's continue doing that, and that's one way to trick our brains into keeping that we're having the same kind of day side of things. Now, that's one way of controlling it. Most people in confinement, we lose it. Okay, the Army has this thing that we're experts at hurry up and wait. We've been confined in places and waiting to go for forever. So it's part of a normal operations for people like us. So we're mentally prepared for this. We know we're safe. We know our environment's safe. We've got food, we've got water, we've got beer, we've got whiskey. We're just waiting for the go word. We get up every day, we get dressed, we shave, we brush our teeth, nice haircuts, and we just keep moving. Okay? And then we're told to wait. Okay, no problem. We wait. Not a big deal. We're just ready to get going when we're told to go. And the other reason these things are happening, where people are losing their minds, is unemployment, which is a really fucked up thing, guys. So there's a lot of people on unemployment that are getting fired from work or laid off from work because of all this stuff. And this is a global thing again, okay, which creates stress. What are you going to do? How are you going to overcome? How are you going to pay your rent when all of this is over? Are you having problems paying your rent now? How much money did we save up? Okay. And if you've got families, you've got wives, you've got children, all of these stresses come into us. Okay. So we've got all of this stuff that we're concerned about, the confinement, the unemployment, and that leads into security, future security, physical security, financial security, life security, everything that you were fighting for and running for and motivated to drive to get to buy your houses and to go to your vacations in the summertime and stuff like this. That security, okay, it's gone. Now you're stagnant. Nothing can go on. Nothing's happening. Okay. So you're like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Maybe you bought plane tickets in advance and you can't get a refund on those plane tickets and you lost your job. Oh my God. Okay. And then there's another one. This all creates a stress, this mental stress creates literal physical health problems from heart to stomach issues to irritable bowel syndrome to diarrhea and all of this stuff like that. So it actually creates physical manifestations of sicknesses. Okay. And then you've got the money. So it all combines. So all of these pressures are on us as individuals. So what do we do? What do we do? We've got to find a focus point is what we got to do, guys. Okay. Right now, we've got these increase of violence around the world that's not being reported on the big media platforms and stuff like this. I know there was a lady here in Budapest, Hungary, in the 18th district that killed her baby, yeah, and went into the police station and turned herself in. So it's just people are strong, and or people are not very strong this way. And this is what I'm saying. When you get outside of your perimeter, okay, your base of operations, your safe place, okay, you've got your water, you got your food, and you've got your security, okay, physically is what I'm talking about. Now we start worrying about work. Now we start worrying about money. Now we start worrying about health, okay. So if we can stabilize and focus on the survival aspect of things, we've got these three things to be stressed about. How do you avoid doing that? By doing something different. By doing something different. Okay. Uh, we, what I'm doing right now is trying to learn how to be a live streamer, how to do YouTube streaming, um, learning new technologies, trying to figure, watching all kinds of videos. Okay, because before we would hire people to do this stuff for us. Well, don't have that possibility, don't have that money to do that stuff. Me and my business partner, we're trying to find different ways to get our company moving forward, how to help people. This is what we do. We want to help people. We want to help people and we want to help companies move forward through leadership, okay? Through organizational development, through making sure you have the right people. Oh, by the way, people, let me ask you a question. You guys are working from home. If you've got that luxury of working from home and you still have your job and you're making that money, okay, make sure you contact those micromanagers and see how they're doing, because their fingers aren't on you anymore. So make sure those micromanagers you've got in your companies are doing okay. Okay, it's hard for them to live without having to micromanage people. So anyway, uh, moving on, we've got to maintain our mental strength. There is nothing right now that we can do about our loss of job. We can start looking online. There are companies out there, so we can focus on this, that will actually possibly give you an interview online. I know of one company right now. I'm going to shout it out. Okay, in Prague. Okay, Joyful Craftsman. All right, thumbs up for Joyful Craftsman. They're actually kicking ass out there. They're driving forward. They're leading. Okay, so they're really engaging their public and their audience and stuff like this. They're moving forward. So Joyful Craftsman keep kicking ass, and that's in Prague, and they're keeping moving forward and stuff like this. So, I mean, there's companies out there that are still looking, and it depends on your specialty, your profession. So the thing is, there are opportunities out there. We are connected globally. Sometimes you got to migrate to where work is. So migration, it's all about money. If you want to work, okay, you're going to have to migrate. You can be hired online. This is technology, guys. This is the future. So, the HR, the face-to-face meetings and stuff like this, they can all be done on video. So keep looking, start searching for those jobs, those replacement jobs. Okay. That'll keep you focused on one thing. If you've lost your job, it's not a good thing. It's not. I'm not going to lie to you. But you've got other opportunities. You've got other possibilities. You just have to stop feeling sorry for yourself, and you have to go out and look. You've got to get online. You've got to get the internet. If you don't have the internet, if they shut your internet off, you got a telephone. Call somebody. Call somebody that can help you. I'm here. If I can help you, if Impact Consulting and Training can help, contact us. We'll do everything we can to help you. That's what we're here for. That's why we're in business. So these are the things that we've got to look at. The domestic violence. I mean, just think about this, guys. The increase in domestic violence has been astronomical, and I couldn't gather all the numbers, but the numbers are out there. And these are not just husbands, they're not just men doing the domestic violence. It's not gender specific. It's men and women that are doing domestic violence. And then you've got to think about these children that are in these difficult families. If you're living in an apartment building, okay, and you hear something, what do you do about that? What do you do about that? Do you call the police, or do you tell yourself, it's not my business, it's not my business, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil kind of thing? Well, you've got to live with yourself if you do that. It's the innocence, it's we're all in this together, you know. And if you're following me, I do the hashtag alone together. Well, it's true, guys. We've got to help each other out. We come together as a tribe. We've got to grow the audience. We got to make each other stronger, and we got to help each other. And if we don't do that, we're going to go crazy individually, and we're going to lose it individually. And we can't be that way. The things on the outside, okay, outside of your perimeter. When you're walking to work, or if you're walking outside, be aware of where you're walking. If you're living in a city, stay away from the bad reputation areas. It's really it's just being mindful. It's being mindful. It's called situational awareness. Where are you going to? Okay, you can't go out except for essential business. Fine. I essentially need to go out for a walk. Okay? Nothing saying you can't go out for a walk. Essential business. Well, physical exercise is essential. It helps keep our mind clean. It releases endorphins in our body to help us feel good. Okay? So that's working out. Go out for a walk. Go get that fresh air. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Okay? But go out for a walk. Just be aware from where you're walking to. The thing is, the poor people out there, and yes, I'm going to say this, the poor people are running out of money. They didn't have a really good income anyway. They're running out of money if they haven't run out already. And what's going through their mind is, how are they going to feed their families? How are they going to feed their kids? We've got to be careful about this stuff, guys, because when it gets down to it, in reality, again, we can be the nicest people in the world in everyday situations. But when people run out of the ability of keeping themselves alive through food and water, okay, keeping their families alive with food and water, when they don't have this ability, what do you think realistically they're going to do? They're going to rise up. They're going to find any way possible. The little brain is going to take over, and me go hunt food is going to start happening. Okay. So how can I can't comment? Maybe be tour setting. Look at the next time. Brother, I don't know why you can't comment. I really don't know. This is Thane on your. I know. I understand what you're saying, Thane. I don't know. You can send me these private messages, but I don't know why you can't comment on here. Test comment. Can you see what I'm writing here? I'm writing in my stream now. No. Can you see that? Let me know if you can see that, Thane. Can you see my message? Thumbs up for yes if you can. I'm learning, guys. I'm going to need your patience with this. I really am going to need your patience with this. You can comment afterwards. I know that for a fact. When you're like, yes. Okay, so Thane, he's in Vietnam. He's a old colleague of mine and a good friend, actually. Any else comment? No, I don't see anybody else commenting, Thane. I really don't. So I don't know. I will learn. I'm learning, and I'll figure it out. I promise. So I don't know why you can't comment, but these private messages are good. You can send me the private messages. So you can send me the private messages, and I'll try to answer the questions through the private messaging. There's solutions to everything. I will figure out how to get this done right. I'm still learning. I need your patience, guys. So test comment. So Doogie Kelly, he said he can see my stuff. Thane, okay. Everybody can see it. Okay, so if you want to send me a question, please do through private messenger if we're connected. If we're not connected, please, okay, continue. Keep continue. All right, so I'm going to continue. So where did I leave off? No, it's okay. No problem, man. So it's okay. I appreciate the feedback. I really appreciate the feedback because this is going to help me, guys. This is going to help me focus on how I get better as I move forward. This is all new to me. And I'm pulling out my hair as I'm trying to learn this stuff. It's not as easy as people think it is. So moving forward, when we go outside, we've got to be aware of where we're walking, what we're doing, what environments we're in. If you're in a city, if you're in a town, stay away from the bad parts of the town. Stay away from that stuff. As you're walking down the road, be aware of who's around you, what's around you. It's that simple. It's situational awareness, guys. It's not a difficult thing to do. It's be prepared, not unprepared. It's not about scaring you guys. It's just waking you up, paying attention to it. Okay, so pay attention to where you're walking. Pay attention to what you have. If you see something or feel something. Okay, turn around and walk the other way. There's no such thing as being a badass. There is no such thing as Rambo, guys. Okay, Rambo doesn't exist. He was a mythical figure in a movie. So I need another drink. Whiskey, anybody? Cheers. Give me a cheers. And yes, I'm drinking Jameson. I'm still drinking Jameson. I need to get some nice scotch. Yes, I like scotch. So Irish is a good middle ground for me. Bourbon, I stay away of. So let me know what you guys are drinking if you're drinking anything at all, besides the Kool-Aid out there. So when you go out for your walks, when you go out to do your shopping, just pay attention to your surroundings. Who's around you? When you walk into a store, who's standing outside the store? Is there anybody standing outside the store? Does the store have security? Pay attention to this stuff as you walk around. There's people that will kill you for food, and that depends on the environment you're in. Okay, if you're in a poor environment and people are starving and they lack the ability to go get their own food, okay, there's no too far borders. Now, have we hit that extreme yet? I haven't seen or haven't heard of any of those life and death kind of things. I've heard of, you can find this stuff online. I've heard people are being beat up. I saw a video in South America somewhere, in South America somewhere, where two people in a scooter came riding up to a guy who wasn't paying attention, and they shot the guy in the head and they stole his scooter. So that's happened. I know that happened somewhere in South America. So you just got to be aware with what's around you. I mean, it's really that simple. Don't be afraid, just be prepared. Look around, situational awareness. I'm looking at my notes right now. See, greetings. Give me a couple seconds here. I want to give another shout out to Christian Chulka. He's the one who came up with the idea for this talk this time. I'll be doing another talk next week, guys. Next Friday, I'll do another live stream. If you have any ideas of what you would like to hear, okay, or just a drinking session where we can just bullshit, I'll see if I can't get some more, figure out how to do the questions and answers side of things, so the messaging side of things. And I'll probably be on my phone next time instead of my computer because the camera's better. So in the messages, in the chat or whatever, in the comments, give me some ideas that we can talk about that I can do some research on and put some stuff together. Okay. It'd be very greatly appreciated. So I'll go over it again. Okay. Zombies do exist. These are the unprepared. Fear the unprepared. Fear the walking unprepared. Okay. The first live stream that we did, the basic fundamentals of survival, your environment. Something just happened. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Somebody tried to contact me somewhere. Okay. So your basic environment, your surrounding your environment. Make sure that's secure and safe and clean. Remember when you came in the door to clean yourself and get it right into the shower. You remember that one if you watched the first one. The second one, okay, is food or water, liquid intake, beer. Don't overconsume. Pace yourself. We're not out of it yet. And the third thing is food. Okay. Now we're getting into the bigger side of pictures, the outside, the violence that's out there, the violence that's happening outside of your safe zone. Why is that violence happening? The reason the violence is happening is because of alcohol consumption increase, confinement, psychological confinement, security, health, and money. So these are the big reasons why people are losing their minds. So this is why this is happening. Again, the increase of 243 million reports of domestic violence has increased and continues to increase. So be aware. Don't get involved with it directly. That's not a good thing, but get the police involved with it. It's always a last resort if you have to get involved with it yourself. The best thing is to keep yourself safe. Keep yourself safe first. That's number one. Once yourself is safe, then you can do whatever you need to do. Has anybody ever been on a plane before? If the plane's going down, they say to put your mask on first, and then you can help the person next to you. It's the same concept, guys. Help yourself first before you can help anybody else. Now, sometimes you won't be able to help anybody else, but that's what it's got to be. Okay? So, reasons why: alcohol consumption, confinement, unemployment, security, health, and money. El Salvador, Brazil, Italy, Germany have reports of gangs, drug gangs, controlling the quarantine. There's zero police intervention there because they don't have the capacity to do this stuff. There's people disappearing from the streets. So this is actually globally really happening. China, the people are raising up in China. You see it on reports, not on main media, on leaked out media that you can find on the internet as well. The Americans, certain states in America, certain people in America are starting to get antsy, and they're starting to come out and basically saying, fuck you, enough is enough. So they're starting to demonstrate and stuff like this. So the weather is a part of it. Our psychological well-being is part of it. Everything is part of it. But if we recognize what is going on, it helps us be stronger. So mental strength equals wisdom and experience, and you got to see this and know what it is, why we're doing this stuff. Realize we are under quarantine because of a pandemic virus that's still there. The coronavirus is still there. There is good news out there. There's treatments that have been working well for people. There's vaccines in certain parts of the world that are being tested, but this stuff takes time. Okay? So again, it's not a fear video at all. It's a video to say, it's a stream to say, we're still here. Now, what happens when we get through this? The global economy is going to take a serious, serious hit. Everybody knows this. Everybody's aware of it. You need to take stock right now of what you've got currently for moving forward. Will you be able to get your job? This is where you're focused for forward planning. So the economy is going to take a hit, a serious, a global economy. It's not just America. It's not just China. It's not just Hong Kong. It's not Germany. It's not South. The global economy is going to take a hit. And who deals with that the most? Who gets that the most? It's the poor people. But the poor people are the strong people. Why? Because they've been feeding themselves, they've been taking care of themselves because society and the government it's not really doing that. So they're the strong ones that are going to survive through this. That's the reality of it. They've been doing it already. So they've got experience and you can learn from these poor people, guys. So if you've got the money and you've got all of this stuff like this, it's not always going to last forever. See what the poor people are doing. See how they've survived all this time. Standards are going to drop. Prices are going to drop. If you got money saved up, now's a good time to invest in real estate and start buying real estate. So when the economy starts picking up again, you'll be able to make more money. So the thing is, there's a lot of possibilities out there to occupy your mind. Okay. There's new things that you can learn online. I'm not going to school. I'm learning everything online that I can. I'm a slow learner, by the way. If you want to learn, if you're an IT engineer and you want to learn a new programming language, you got time to do a new programming language. If you want to learn how to cook, you got cooking class. If you want to learn how to crochet or make wicker baskets, you can do that stuff. So you've got nothing else to do right now. So find something to focus on, people. Find something you can focus on. Okay. So I'm going to be closing right now. I've been going for 42 minutes, but before I close, okay, I'm going to give you guys a chance to send in private messages, some questions or something like this. Unfortunately, it's the only way I know how to do it now. I'm looking at the settings and stuff like this, and I don't know how else to do it. So if you have any questions, please send them in now. If not, that's fine too. I will be uploading. This onto our new YouTube channel, and I'll be sharing the new YouTube channel. The thing is, what I want you to do, if you would, I need to grow the audience. I need to grow my audience. And I know I've got people from all over the world that I've worked with and friends and stuff like this. I would like for you to, okay, I want you to see this stuff. I'm learning how to do this on the slides, guys. I'm learning how to do this. So please go to these sites, okay? Like, thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. Just do this for me. And then on the YouTube channel, give me a thumbs up, do a subscribe so you'll see all that stuff. I know everybody knows the YouTube stuff and really need to grow the audience. And I'm going to continue doing these live streams, and I'll get better at it. It's lesson learned and stuff like this. So I'm really happy about this. Okay, there's one question, I think. Thanks, Brent. It's not a question, it's a comment. Thank you so much. My brother in Vietnam just gave me, he said, keep it up, good job. And you're welcome. So any questions out there, I'll be here for another, let's say 2 minutes, and then I'll log off, okay? And then I'm going to upload it onto the YouTube, the new YouTube channel. And please, guys, help me out, help us out, Impact Consulting and Training, all right? Share, like, okay? If there's anything that you want us to talk about in the next video, please let me know, and I'll get up there and I'll start doing all kinds of research. And share as a watch party. Okay, so yeah, Thane said, my Vietnamese brother, He said share as a watch party so your friends can watch with you. Okay. So if I didn't hit anything, guys, if I didn't answer any of your questions, if I didn't help you out, please let me know in chat, or not in chat, but in messages after this video is over. And I'm asking you, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to learn how to do the streaming over on YouTube as well. There's so much technical stuff that I never knew existed with this stuff. There's so much legal stuff that I didn't know existed with this stuff. The technology, the applications, the video editor that I'm trying to learn. So I'm really focused here, and I'm trying to make it better. Pretty soon, I hope to have pretty stuff pop up on my screen so you guys can see it on your side. So this is just really, it's really exciting, and at the same time frustrating and difficult for me to pick up. I'm an old guy. So anyway, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your help. Please ask again, share, please subscribe, please boost our ratings. Okay. We're not the news out there. We're giving you experiences from our past and stuff like this. So there's nothing to be afraid of if you're prepared for it, guys. Nothing to be afraid of. I got another message. Good. So I got another message, and it's all kinds of good stuff are coming in. So I'm going to be shutting down the video. I'm going to be shutting down this live feed right now. I'll be doing another one next week, hopefully getting better equipment. So if you want to be able to help me, okay, personally, please do me a favor and send me a private message, and I can tell you how to help me personally, how to help us personally. Again, here's the information. Hold on. Here's the information. And we really love you guys. We really want you to be out there, be safe, okay? Don't be afraid, be prepared. Zombies do exist. Fear the walking unprepared. So I will talk to you guys later. I'll see you guys next week. And I'm looking forward to all of you being in here next week. I really do appreciate it. We appreciate it. On behalf of Impact Consulting and Training, Chris and myself, thank you. And we hope that we helped you out somehow, some way. And we're going to continue doing this. All right. So, guys, peace out. Love you guys. Bye.